Hello everyone, this is the One, and today we're going to be discussing everyone's favorite weapon in the game, the Kensa Pro. So, I want to talk a bit about Pro. Now, this is probably the most complained about weapon right now, the most popular weapon right now, and the weapon asking to be nerfed the most. But, something I want to bring up is how good is Pro actually? So, if you look at Pro as a whole, it has some good strengths, it has solid shot velocity, it has solid range, and it has a good kit. Splat Bomb can be really useful, and Booyah Bomb's a great special, even if it's 210 points for special. Its weaknesses are its killing time without main power-up obviously is very bad. It takes a while to get its special, and it's one of the worst painters for its range. On top of that, it is also a bit of an incog. However, one day, one ability suddenly turned this weapon from garbage, and not being used for about 3 years, to broken. And that's this lovely little main power-up over here that allows you to do 99.8 damage, or 49.9 with each shot. This means that any opponent who is even slightly weak, whether they touch enemy ink for a little bit without even any ink res, or just a tad bit longer with some, or if they got hit by a bomb or a spray shot, or their feet got painted over or something, then this thing is killing in 2 shots, which suddenly makes this weapon a lot scarier, since you can just pre-fire, and if someone walks into your shots, they're going to get 2-shotted because they'll touch your ink. And overall, you can just kill people at an insane range. It basically killed off a lot of other shooters in dualies, since it does its job way better. Its overall insane kit, tied with main power-up, makes it arguably one of the best slayers in the game right now. It's incredibly easy to kill with it, it's incredibly strong, and its overall 2-shot potential at a distance is super extreme strength. Which is why it may surprise you to where I say I don't think this weapon's that broken at all, actually. Now, you might be thinking, how is that the case? You just described how main power-up is incredibly crazy strong with it, so how the hell is it not broken? And well, here's the thing. It is not the only top tier with extreme strengths like that. Let's go over a few examples. Let's talk about Charger. Now, Charger has the ability that if I'm in an open area, and these people have to drop down somewhere to approach me, if I'm a good Charger, I can just snipe and kill them whenever they drop down, and there is nothing they can do about it. So Charger is insane at holding down an area, possibly undisputed some of the best in the game. If you're even slightly weak, Bamboo can one-shot you at a rapid pro range. That's pretty ridiculous too. You want to talk about other weapons that aren't Chargers, because that exists too. Alright, let's take a look at another class of weapons that you might know about. Unfortunately, it's going to take you a bit to get here, but Sloshers, you want to talk about how crazy ridiculous Slosher's flicking is? About how it's the best at taking advantage of angles, by far? On its ability to do 70 damage with the normal Slosh? All of those things are pretty insane about it too. Or do you want to talk about another class as a whole? And we gotta get there, I'm gonna just use a little shortcut, because this takes forever. There's a lot of splat bomb weapons. You want to talk about Brella? How some of the matchups it has are absolutely ridiculous. How it can completely shut down some shooters. About how little the time delay is between dropping your shield and shielding again. You want to talk about Tent and how crazy ridiculous its HP is. How it basically requires a special to take down that shield, or like 3 people or a bunch of bombs in order to even take down the shield. And then even if you do, it respawns and you can pull one out pretty much immediately after it dies. Point being here, a lot of top tiers have extreme strength. And you can't just say, okay, let's nerf them all, because if we make all of these weapons bad, first of all, that's not good to do in a balanced meta anyway. And second of all, you want weapons to have some form of extreme strength. Because if weapons were all just kind of in the middle or decent at everything, it'd be pretty fucking boring to play. People like these weapons because of their strength. Slosher abusing angles is about what Slosher is about, so of course it has to be good at that. So, with that being said, K-Pro's strengths and weaknesses are similar to other top tiers. It's not really that far ahead of it, so therefore it shouldn't be nerfed, right? That's the point of this video. Haha, controversy done. Except no, we're not done here. This video isn't over. So, actually, I think K-Pro absolutely should be nerfed. It's definitely the most needed thing to be nerfed in the game right now. So why is that? Here's the difference. Here's why K-Pro is popular and talked about compared to other top tiers. It's actually really simple. K-Pro's really fucking easy. It sounds like an interesting or just weird thing to say, but that will have a huge factor in whether or not you're okay with the weapon being top tier. Pretty much no one argues about Charger being one of the best weapons in the game, and no one says like, oh, it needs a huge nerf or it's dumb or blah blah blah, because being good with a Charger is fucking hard. Being good with Umbrella is hard. Being good with most of these top tiers is hard. K-Pro is not fucking hard. You just run main power up, you hold ZR. If you're a skilled player, or like a top player wanted to play K-Pro, it would not take them long to pick up. If they wanted to pick up Umbrella, they would struggle and take time to pick it up. If they wanted to pick up Slosher, it would take them a bit of time to get used to. Even if you don't think some of these top tiers are necessarily hard, they are definitely miles easier than Pro, and that's part of why it's so popular, because, hey, you want to pick up a top tier that's good right now? Pick up Pro. It'll take you like 2 days to learn how to use it. Max. It's incredibly easy, and that's a generous overstatement. This is why I feel it should be nerfed, because overall, I think that the weapons that are seen in competitive play, or some of the best in the game, whether it be top or high tier, should be difficult to use. Stacking a bunch of one ability and having a crazy 2-shot kill time at a solid distance that's really easy to abuse isn't good design for a top tier. This is also why I want Junior nerfed, even though Junior has fallen off, only good in one mode, and is still continuing to be replaced by other options. Still, it's incredibly brain dead. It's about painting and spamming bombs, so I feel it should be nerfed. Take Kensa Undercover Umbrella for an example. Who complained that Kensa Undercover Umbrella got nerfed to the point where it became bad because they took away torpedo spamming or at least nerfed it a bunch and then nerfed how frequently it got armor? Fucking zero. Not even Condor players were like, damn, I wish Condor was good, man. No, people didn't even want to play Condor. They played it because it was good. No one really fucking enjoyed playing Condor that much. This is the overall difference here. People don't like easy weapons being good. It's why people hated the blaster meta so much, because regular blaster was really easy to use. So, my point here is that the debate about K-Pro being nerfed is kind of in a wrong direction. The idea that it's far better than other top tiers just flat out isn't right. The fact that it's the only one with this extreme of strength flat out isn't right. What is right is that it's incredibly easy, and that, on top of being a top tier, still is why it should be nerfed. Because I think it is much more interesting for the top tiers to be difficult weapons, and it's much more fun and respectable to play against harder weapons. Easier weapons are just less impressive to watch, they're less impressive to see, they're less impressive to the people using them. It just doesn't quite feel the same. It sounds like an interesting debate, or kind of excusable, and in a way it is still an interesting way to look at things. Some people may argue that at top level it's still somewhat hard, or that a weapon being brain dead isn't the reason why it should be nerfed. But this is my opinion. And in my opinion here, this is why I feel K-Pro is hated. Because it's easy, not just because it's good. And it's clear to see that other top tiers have extreme strengths. I feel Pro deserves to be nerfed because it is too easy to use. And overall, I think that is a big factor in weapon balancing. Because you don't want a bunch of brain dead easy weapons being top tiers. You want really interesting, difficult, and unique weapons that are really interesting to watch players use them. That is what I think is best for the game design. But let me know what you guys think. What do you all think about this lovely weapon everyone loves? Let me know, and I will see you all in another video. Bye-bye.